Okay. All right, YouTube folks. Holy cow, that camera looks terrible. Um, yeah, hang out with me here for a minute because we're going to make some adjustments to some camera views and make sure that we have audio on all of the cameras so that Bobby can hang out with us. And let's see, what else have we got here? Okay, similar view. And alright, so I don't know if 947 is going to join us tonight or not. She just got here. She just walked in the door a minute ago. So if she's not here, then I'll go, and if she is here, then she'll go. We'll just see how that plays out. I see the script is right there on her desk. Right there. And that camera is very... Why? Oh, that camera's frozen. Oh. Okay, so this one's not frozen. That one, I can see the banner moving. Alright. I wonder... Huh. I didn't realize that camera was frozen. It's not frozen. Why was my... I just put my hand in front of it a second ago. Alright. So, it's still very out of focus. Huh. Yeah, let's see. Let's just put a little bit of love on there. Okay, it's really not any better, but that's what we've got. Alright, that's kind of cool with the banner billowing in the breeze. Are you coming?
I guess.
You guess? Alright.
This is Cassandra's radio. Can we charge it?
Yeah, we can.
Took ours.
Alright. I don't know if she'll figure out how to use it. It's not the same. Alright. Okay, and that camera looks terrible. This one way over here. But
Well, never mind, I'm not gonna say it.
yeah, don't. We're on.
I don't know whether to use this or the foot pedal.
Whichever you'd prefer.
Well, we were having issues.
Yeah, just press on the center of it and yeah.
I squeezed the heck out of it.
Yeah, no, I do too, but it happens.
Good evening, friends, and welcome to the North Georgia GMRS Regional Net. I'll be working off the Pine Log Mountain repeater tonight, but we will be networked in with Sassafras, Ball Ground, Jersey, Somerville, Lookout Mountain, Crawford, Madison, Columbus, McDonough, Zebulon, Moreland, Noonan, and Zello. Tonight, our RF coverage area will be in excess of 31,000 square miles. This net takes place every Thursday evening at 8 p.m. I would like to thank everyone who has made North Georgia GMRS the most expansive and active GMRS network in the country. Your net control tonight is Atlanta 947 WQIR 514. My name is Julie, and I'm located in Woodstock, Georgia. On the net, you can talk about your day's activities, radio equipment, or anything you think we would like to know. This is a family-based network, so we would encourage you to get your family involved. Once the floor is open, it is permissible to address the other members of the net by their name or tactical unit number. The use of your FCC call sign is only required when you sign in and sign out of the net. When signing in, please speak slowly and clearly as you give your tactical unit number, call sign, name, and location. At this time, I will take check-ins. Any Zello check-ins, please call net control now.
Atlanta 32, checking in from Stockton, Georgia, Stockton, California, WQQD, 705, checks in and out.
Did you say Scott in California?
No, Stockton, California. That's
Oh.
Chris.
That was Atlanta 32, right?
Uh-huh.
Net control, net control, net control. WRAT 241, Atlanta 403, checking in from Port Charlotte, Florida.
Port Charlotte.
Oh, Port.
I think he said port. Maybe he said fort.
Where'd Chris Stockton?
Stockton, California.
Net control is acknowledging Atlanta 32, Chris in Stockton, California, and Atlanta 403, Bob in Port Charlotte, Florida. Was that port or fort? Was it a P or a F? Please clarify, Bob.
Might have been Cam.
Port Charlotte, Port, like P, Papa, D, like, you know, why would it be a Fort Charlotte? It's Port Charlotte.
Hey, Bob, you never know these days. Just wanted some clarification. Appreciate that, my friend. All right. Are there any other Zello check-ins? Please call net control now.
This is 253 WQMD 274, Donald from Blairsville, Georgia. Check me in, check me out.
Net control's acknowledging Atlanta 253, Donald in Blairsville. Good evening, Donald. Thank you for checking in with us. I show you as in and out of the logs. Hope you have a fantastic evening. And with that, I'm going to go on to any visiting transient licensed GMRS operators, new members of the North Georgia GMRS network, or any youth member 18 and under. This would be any licensed GMRS operator who is not a North Georgia GMRS member, but who is in the area and would like to check in, any new members to the group, or youth members 18 and under. Now's your time to shine. Net control standing by.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll have some youth check-in on Saturday.
Alright, we're going to push on to Pine Log check-ins. Any member wishing to check in through the mighty Pine Log, please call net control now.
This is Atlanta 91 WQXN 735, Apostle from Marietta, checking in.
This is Atlanta 170 WRCD 598, Jesse out of Lilburn.
This is Atlanta 80 WRFN 658, Scott from Dallas.
This is Atlanta 115 WRDQ 678, Brian in Ball Ground. Hello, everybody on the net.
This is Atlanta 57 WQZC 882, Andrew in Holly Springs. This is Atlanta 72 WRDF 549.
Daniel in Sugar Hill.
This is WREB 450 Atlanta 26 flip inside the perimeter in beautiful Druid Hills. Check it in.
This is Atlanta 291 WQIJ 279, Lincoln Ackworth, in and out. Good evening.
This is WRCW 219, Atlanta 23, Mitchell and Holly Springs, in and out.
Alright, I'm going to take a break right there and acknowledge Atlanta 91, Alfonso in Marietta, Atlanta 170, Jesse in Lilburn, Atlanta 80, Scott in Dallas, Atlanta 115, Brian in Ball Ground, Atlanta 57, Andrew in Holly Springs, Atlanta 72, Daniel in Sugar Hill, Atlanta 26, Flip in Druid Hills, Atlanta 291, Nick in Ackworth. Nick, I show you, is in and out, as well as Atlanta 23, Mitchell in Holly Springs, in and out. Thank you all for checking in with us this evening. Did I miss anyone, or is there anyone else who would like to check in through Pine Log? Please call net control now.
This is Atlanta 946 WQIR 514, Justin at Studio B.
This is Atlanta 65.
Mike and Buford in and out.
Alright, net control acknowledging Atlanta 946, Justin sitting next to me in Studio B, as well as Atlanta 225, Mike and Buford. Mike, I show you is in and out. Appreciate you listening in tonight. With that, I'm going to move on to all other repeater check-ins. Any repeater anywhere, please call net control now.
This is Atlanta 133, Atlanta 36,
Whiskey
Bill,
Romeo Robert Tango 231, Davis and Union on the Moreland machine.
What is Davis?
Davis is 130 and Atlanta 36 was in there too.
Atlanta 56 WQZC 82 and Holly Springs. In and out. Good night, everybody, and please stay safe.
This is Noonan 29, Marty and Tyrone on the Noonan machine. WRCU 796, please check me in and out this evening. Good evening, everybody.
Atlanta 180. This is Mike and Terry Log.
Cherry log?
Mm-hmm.
Where's Davis? Fayetteville?
Yes, Fayetteville.
And where did Bill say he was?
I didn't catch where he said he was.
Alright. Net control is going to pause right there and acknowledge Atlanta 130, Davis in Fayetteville. Atlanta 36, Bill. Atlanta 56, Anna in Holly Springs. Anna, I show you is in and out. Thank you, my dear, for checking in with us tonight. Hope you have a great weekend. Noonan 29, Marty in Tyrone, also in and out. Thank you, Marty, for checking in with us this evening. And Atlanta 180, Mike in Cherry Log. Thank you all for checking in this evening. Are there any other check-ins? Any repeater anywhere? Please call Net Control now.
Atlanta 911's trying to check in.
This is Atlanta 261, WRCT 399, checking in from Holly Springs. Miss Julie, if you don't mind, just check us in and out. We have noodles and school and stuff going on, but awesome to check out Saturday evening's PetNet. Thank you.
Net Control acknowledging Atlanta 261, Scott in Holly Springs. Scott, I have you as in and out. Thank you for checking in with us tonight. I appreciate knowing that you're out there and you're listening in. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and move on for all of you who are listening in, as well as those who have checked in. If you're not aware, this Saturday we're going to have another Cabin Fever series. Atlanta 26 Flip has so generously decided to take that series on, and he is going to do a net about our pets. So we highly encourage for our youth members to join in for that. That'll be this Saturday at 8 p.m. And Flip would just like for us to tell our pet stories. So if you have any funny ones or serious ones or any that you just want to share, maybe even you might have had the most unusual pet. Who knows? So this could be a lot of fun. So I hope you all check in on that net. I think it'll be a great time for sure, and a good distraction from everything else going on. So with that, I'm going to go ahead to informal comments. We'll begin with Atlanta 32, Chris in California. Good evening, Chris. You are far, far away tonight. How are things going with you? Going well.
So far, it's going good. Things going good. Just some fun.
Kind of lost him. Well, Chris, I kind of lost some of that, but I did hear you saying that so far everything is going well for you. So I am thrilled to death to hear that. glad you were able to listen in and check in by using way of Zello. Justin and I have loved using that app whenever we're traveling and not close by for the net. So that's cool stuff for sure. And I think you probably get the award for being the furthest member out right now, being there in California. So I'm sure the weather has got to be absolutely beautiful. But Chris, don't stay there. Definitely come back home. So safe travels, my friend. And with that, I'm going to move on to Atlanta 403, Bob in Florida. Good evening, Bob. How are things going over there?
Yeah, are you still having that stroke?
Well, good evening, the whole net, Julie, Justin, and yeah, it's good to be able to be on the net here. I'm with Zello, this new high-tech thing. Things are doing good here. My dad's doing good. We may need a couple more stints, but that's for later in the summer, so I may be down here a while. Everything's good. The weather's good. I'm just doing what I can to help them out, and like I said, it's very, very cool, this new technology to be on Zello. It's good to hear the net. And no stroke, my glasses are just 30.
That's very good to hear.
Well, I'm glad to hear, Bob, that your dad is doing well. That is awesome that you're able to take the time and be down there with him through this whole process, because I know it is quite a process for sure. So we'll keep your father in our prayers. Hopefully everything goes well over the summer, and you guys can get past this in no time. So yeah, Zello is a very cool gadget there, app that you have on the phone for sure, but it can be aggravating too. So one of the things you gotta bear in mind is that you gotta hold that button down, and there's quite a delay before you talk, and there's a delay before it'll let you get in, and oftentimes we find we'll be battling other people that are checking in over us. That Zello, we tend to get kicked off quickly with that. So
I think half the time that we're battling ourselves because we're impatient waiting for the push to talk to become available, and so we push it too early and it says you can't do that, and then it puts you in the penalty box for 2 minutes. So Zello has its own set of operating parameters that you kind of have to get used to.
Yeah, for sure.
But once you get that figured out, you'll be just fine.
And it's so cool because once you get it figured out, you can talk from anywhere. So
yeah, from California, from Florida,
from a ship out in the ocean.
Yes, we've had check-ins from people on cruises.
So yeah, cool stuff. But Bob, you're sounding good. Glad everything's going well for you, my friend. And let me break. All right, we had Atlanta 253, Donald in Blairsville, but Donald was in and out. Hope he's getting some upholstery work done this evening. And so that brings us to Atlanta 91, Alfonso in Marietta. Good evening, Alfonso. How are you doing, and anything interesting happening this week?
How you guys doing? Taking care of things at the house, washing clothes and watching Netflix. Nothing really exciting. Just trying to just take it easy and rest my body up. That's about it.
Well, very nice. There's something said to have some R&R and some Netflix time. So tell me, Alfonso, any interesting series that you're watching at this time?
No, I don't watch a lot of sci-fi. I think the series I'm watching right now is Iron Fist. I like action and a lot of historical stuff. That's basically what I like.
Gotcha. I know we've been struggling with trying to find anything that'll keep our interest for any length of time. Seems like we've watched everything good, but Iron Fist is something that we haven't checked out yet. And we do like our action films as well. So
I think that TV has just become a pre-nap experience. It's the nap before going to bed.
Yeah, that does tend to happen.
Yeah.
I like to watch the back of my eyelids, that's for sure.
Sometimes it's a better show.
Well, Alfonso, you're sounding great tonight. I appreciate you checking in. Stick around, my friend, for when we open up the floor. And we're going to go ahead and push on to Atlanta 170, Jesse in Lilburn. Good evening, Jesse. How are you tonight?
Hey, Julie, and hello to the rest of the net. I am well this evening, counting down for 0800 tomorrow morning.
Are you counting down because that's your day off, or is there something special going on?
Oh, negative. No, I come off call tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. So, yeah, it's always a countdown every time it happens.
Understand that, my friend. I know you have had a lot on your plate and you spin a lot of them. So that's good to hear, Jesse. And you're sounding fabulous as ever. So it's been a while since I've heard you in here. So it's good to have you back, my friend. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend. And I'm going to go ahead and move on to Atlanta 80, Scott in Dallas. Good evening, Scott. How are you doing tonight?
Good. To you and the rest of the net. For me, pretty boring week. It's been a get up, go to work, come home type of week. Nothing new and exciting, so I guess that's okay too.
Ah, yes. I would say there's something to be said about boring, Scott. I've had enough excitement in my life that this season in my life, I do like it to be a little bit kind of boring. As I said, I do enjoy watching the back of my eyelids. So, yeah, I'm glad to hear nothing exciting. Sounds like everybody's doing all right over there, and I'm glad that you're still able to continue to work. So that's a good thing. That's a very good thing during these times right now. So thank you for checking in with us, Scott. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go to Atlanta 115, Brian in Ball Ground. Good evening, Brian.
Well, good evening, Julie. Good evening to everybody on the net. It's good to be hearing everybody again. I know it's been a couple weeks since I've been on. I have been working for GMA and JISFIC for the state. I just came back a couple days ago converting shipping containers into patient rooms in Albany and Macon for the whole COVID-19, doing 7 days a week, about 14 to 16 hours a day. So I'm just glad to be home.
Wow, yeah, I bet you are glad to be home. You're probably ready for some R&R. So, had no idea that you were doing that. You may have said that, and I have completely forgotten. But so, are they having a uptick in their cases, or is that just precautionary?
Right, just precautionary. They're not expecting to use them right away, making they're putting the precautionary measure, and our partner company that we're working with, DeMarco.
Something's interfering.
Was it with his radio?
Brian, you're walking around and moving around and approaching something that's interfering with your signal and giving us a tone of sorts. So move away from whatever that was and come back to us again.
That was bizarre.
Yeah, I'm actually here at the truck. I've got it parked in the woods behind my house, but just wanted to call and just say everybody hello, and I hope everybody's doing well. Other than that, I'll hand it back to you, Net Control. Good to hear from y'all.
Go ahead.
All right, I got that, Brian. But you know, the gist of what you said, I think you said basically it is precautionary. They just want to have that set up in case that there are an upsurge in cases. So yeah, good stuff. Well, I'm glad to hear that they're not being filled at this time. So good stuff, Brian. Glad that you made it back, and I hope you're able to get some rest and relaxation, my friend. And it's good hearing from you. With that, we're going to go ahead and move on to Atlanta 5-7, Andrew in Holly Springs. Good evening, Andrew.
Good evening, Julie and everyone on the net. Hey, we're doing okay over here. Work is about the same. We're actually going to cut down the schedule a little bit again next week. We went from being basically 3 days on, 3 days off to a full schedule to figuring that is not the best option at the moment because it's not that busy. So I'll actually have a nice 3-day weekend coming up. So I'm not going to complain about that whatsoever. So, but really, nothing to complain about at all. Family is very healthy, and friends are healthy, and hey, we're good. World is still spinning. So I'll throw it back to Net Control.
Hey, I love the sound of that, Andrew. Glad that family is doing well. Anna sounds fantastic. Glad to hear that no one in your neck of the woods is ill, and that you're still working, my friend, so that's good. 3-day weekends, yeah, I wish we could have those every weekend. I wouldn't complain. I'd be all about a 4-day week. I think that would be awesome. But anyway, with them adjusting your schedule the way that they are they still paying you full time? How does that work?
Oh, no. There is no guarantee in my job. So back when we were working on the 3 days on, 3 days off, basically I was off. Of course, we're closed on Sunday, and then I was off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, so I only worked Thursday, Friday, Saturday. No, I only made basically money for those days that I was working. So yeah, no, there was no additional compensation to make up for those days. But you know, hey, the way I looked at it, even with missing those days, we were still able to keep everything afloat. Plus, I got to enjoy some more time with the family. So in a way, that's still a win-win situation. Obviously, not sustainable for the long haul, but for the fairly short term, I'm not going to complain. So we'll see how long it continues, and like I said, they cut back where I'll basically have 2 days off during the week, so it'll be Sunday we're closed, then I'll have Monday and Tuesday off, and back on Wednesday. So again, I'm not going to complain about it at the moment because it's working out overall.
Yeah, I hear that, Andrew. That's the one blessing, I think, in the midst of all of this, is that it has forced us all to slow down, to reevaluate, and to take in things that are more important, such as family time. We have all been able to be given more family time, more time at home, more time with kids. And it's forced us to reevaluate the important things in life. And, I just hope that once everything starts opening up and the economy starts booming again, that we don't lose sight of that. So, sounds like you are embracing the moment, my friend, and I'm glad to hear that. So, glad everything's going well for you, Andrew. Continue to enjoy that family, as I know you are. Thank you for checking in with us, my friend. With that, I'm going to go ahead and move on to Atlanta 7-2, Daniel in Sugar Hill. Good evening, Daniel.
Good evening. This is Gabriel. We wanted to stop by and say hello. It's been a while since we've been on the net. And we just wanted to wish everyone a good, if it's your birthday, happy birthday, first of all. And just hopefully just stay positive. This whole coronavirus thing will end very soon.
Is that Gabriel?
That was Gabriel. Gabriel, that's fantastic. You couldn't have said it better had you tried. That is awesome. And you sound wonderful tonight, my friend. It has been a while since we've talked to you. So you sound great. Sounds like everything's going well for you. Thank you for checking in with us. So how are things going for you right now? What have you been up to?
Lots of Netflix.
What was that?
Loves the Netflix? I'm not sure.
Gabriel, did you say you love the Netflix?
No, I've been watching lots of Netflix.
Okay, I gotcha. Well, Gabriel, are you going to be able to check in Saturday night at 8 p.m.? We're going to talk about pets. So, you think you'll be around for that?
Oh, sure, we'll definitely be there.
Outstanding. Definitely looking forward to that. Well, thank you, my little friend, for checking in tonight. It sure is great hearing your voice. Is your dad around? Is he going to want to check in with us as well?
That's Daniel. We're testing out a little mobile rig, one of the little Kenwood mobile units. We're by the camper, so we've got a little antenna on a Magmont on a Coleman, and a little stove on top of 2 chairs. Testing out that stuff.
Well, that is cool stuff. That sounds like a lot of fun that you're having with Gabriel this evening. So, appreciate you guys checking in with us. It's been a minute since we've talked to you, so it sounds like all is going well. So definitely mark it down for Saturday at 8 p.m. Would definitely enjoy talking to you guys again. So thank you for checking in. Have a great weekend, you two, and look forward to talking to you on Saturday. And with that, I'm going to go to Atlanta 26, Flip in Druid Hills, and Flip is the one who's going to be hosting Saturday night's net. So good evening, Flip. How are you doing tonight?
We're doing well down here in Druid Hills. Hope everybody else is doing well. I can't wait to hear some great stories about everybody's pets. Over the years, we've learned a lot about everybody on this net, but I want to hear about your pets. I want to hear a little story about what they're all about. And I promise you, we will, the Hager family down here will share a few interesting stories. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're looking forward to it, and things are good here. Speaking of animals, we happened to see this evening 4 owls, 2 younger ones and 2 older ones up in these huge oak trees in our backyard. So I'm thinking that they're starting a spring family here without too much interruption from all this virus stuff. So they're not too worried about it, but it was fun to watch that, and my children and my wife and I enjoyed seeing them. So I can't wait to hear everybody's stories, and look forward to Saturday night, 8 o'clock. Be there. See you then.
Absolutely, Flip. I think this is a great idea, and I think this is going to be a really fun net for Saturday. So appreciate your willingness to take this one on for us, and yeah, I'm looking forward to the stories as well. Speaking of your owls, that is very cool. I have not seen an owl in our yard. However, we have heard an owl. We were in bed, this was just a few years ago, we were in bed middle of the night and heard this most horrid scream outside. It literally sounded like a woman that was in major distress, scared us to death. We shot up out of bed. Justin jumped up and he ran outside to see where that sound was coming from. And as he was standing on the deck in the dark, all of a sudden he heard a swoosh and saw these huge wings that flew past his head. So I've been told that that was a screech owl, and man, that was very unnerving.
Well, you know, what's interesting is we hear them all the time. They happen to be all around us. But what's interesting to me is that you hear them hooting in the fall. And I actually wrote to the DNR one time about it because I was wondering why I was hearing that in the fall. Usually you would hear that in the early spring when they're trying to mate. But the DNR came back to me and said, you know, they mate all year long, and so you will hear them hooting to each other in the fall and other times of the year as well.
Well, that is interesting. That's something I didn't know either. So a fun fact for the evening for sure. But well, very cool, Flip. Thank you for checking in with us tonight, and I look forward to talking to you again on Saturday. That'll be very cool stuff. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and push on. We had Atlanta 291, Nick in Ackworth, and Atlanta 23, Mitchell in Holly Springs. Both were in and out. Again, thank you, gentlemen, for letting us know that you're there and you're listening in. And that brings us to Atlanta 946. Justin sitting right next to me in Studio B.
Well, hey there. The topic for the evening is interesting TV series that we've watched recently. Is that it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Hey, Upload was pretty entertaining.
You know, that was.
Right.
What were there, 8 episodes for the season?
Yeah,
I don't
like
know how
that.
they figure. It's like a third of a season. You know, it used to be that TV shows, a season for a TV show was literally an episode a week for 13 weeks was a typical season, and that's how TV shows were produced. But nowadays, they'll throw out 5 episodes and call it a season. So, you know, whatever. But Upload was cute. That was fun. It was an interesting concept.
Yeah.
And yeah, I can hardly wait to see what happens next now that our hero is in the 2 gig land.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah, it was interesting. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would.
Yeah, it's probably the most interesting thing I've seen on TV in you know, a couple of weeks. But as far as summertime activities, have you been studying making mixed drinks? Because that's coming. Yeah, little umbrella. We got to figure out, where do you buy those little umbrellas? I don't even know. Do they have them at the?
I bet you can get them at Pottery Barn.
Ah, yeah. So you got to, if you're gonna have umbrella drinks, you got to have the umbrellas, right? So we're looking forward to that for this summer. Back to you.
Yeah, we've definitely been making progress on that tiki bar. Justin has finally gotten the roof, you know, somewhat put up.
Framed.
Or framed. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's all framed in, and it's definitely taking shape. So I'm excited about that project, and I'm more excited at the thought of getting that project done before Jordan comes home from the military. So I definitely would like to have that completed before he gets home.
Well, at this rate, I got the rest of the year.
I hope not.
Oh man.
Oh, it's been a wild ride. But anyway, with that, I'm gonna move on to Atlanta 225, Mike in Buford. Mike was in and out, and Mike, thank you for checking in with us. It's great hearing you out there. Glad to know that you're listening in, my friend. Hope you have a great weekend. That brings us to Atlanta 130. Davis. Good evening, Davis. How are you doing tonight?
Good evening, Miss Julie. This is Atlanta 130 WRBT231. Can y'all hear me good enough?
Yeah, Davis, you're coming in good. Come on, keep it coming.
Roger that. Well, it's good to talk to y'all again. Thank y'all for doing the net tonight. I'm sitting up here at the park at my home QTH here in Union with my friend who says to you guys in Atlanta 946 and 7. Thank your son for his service, even though he just joined. He's thankful for that. And I'm just sitting here chilling and talking and getting to know some people in my area. So that's what I'm doing right now. My other update is I've got mobile power for my 2 meter 70 centimeter rig as well, so I've got a nice 26 amp hour battery for it. That's super. But anyhow, I don't want to tie up the frequency here. Thanks for letting me in tonight. We'll talk to y'all next time. Atlanta 130 WRBT231. Back to next.
Well, outstanding, Davis. Glad that you're outside and enjoying this beautiful evening. It is a pretty one. I know around here it is in Woodstock. I had taken the dogs for a quick run at the school right before coming in to do the net. So I'm glad to hear you're out there enjoying it too, and you're hanging out with some friends there. That's very cool stuff. And Davis, you sound great tonight. I know there for a while we've had some issues with when you would transmit for whatever reason, you would sound a little muffled or something of that nature, but you sound great tonight. So I don't know what you did, but kudos to you. Keep it up. And yeah. Thank you for checking in. I hope you have a great weekend, my friend, and I look forward to talking to you again real soon. With that, we're going to move on to our friend Atlanta 36, Bill. Good evening, Bill. How are you doing tonight?
Good evening, and good evening to the net. Enjoying a beautiful day. Hot. Wow, did it warm up. Cool mornings still are nice, but it is turning like summer very quickly. I had a great day, clocked some miles, and working on the Fitbit travel, and enjoying it. Going back to net control.
Well, you're sounding good, Bill, and glad that Fitbit is your best friend right now, because I tell you, that's one thing I'd like to just stomp on. You know, just as I shared with you before, Justin and I can be walking the same track at the same time, stop at the same time, etc. And invariably that man has twice the amount of steps that I have. And I tell you, I'm about ready to pitch that thing. There is no way I want to use that to, you know, join in a competition with somebody. There must be the way that I take steps or something, I don't know, that just doesn't seem to register them very well. So I find that device very aggravating, and I don't need that aggravation in my life. Guess I lost him.
Yeah. He's having a bit fit.
Is he trying to?
No, let's see. We've got something hanging on the Columbus repeater.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Yeah, I don't know, but that's keeping Bill from coming in.
Will I be able to transmit over that?
Most likely.
Hey Bill, I don't know what's going on here, but there seems to be something
you're not getting out.
Hanging on. Hold on, guys. There is an issue with a repeater that's hanging up on us right now. Hold on 1 second. Stand by. So I can't transmit either, huh?
It looks that way. It looks like the. My guess is anybody on Pine Log is going to hear us, but nobody else will.
Huh.
And we're probably not going to hear anybody else. Yeah, probably nobody's going to hear anything until this is. Gary's going to kill the link. So, YouTube folks, hang out with us here for a minute while the man behind the curtain pulls on the cord to fix this thing. Never mind the man behind the curtain. Yeah.
Oh my. Gremlins.
Well, we were thinking that we had some interference from our GMRS friends up in Tennessee. They hold a net on Thursday nights, and their repeater.
There we go.
Yeah,
There we go.
Go ahead.
Atlanta 36 Bill, sorry about that. The the link got stuck there, and I don't know if you heard what I said or how much you heard what I said, or if you tried to come back to me. But anyway, I was going on a rant about the Fitbit and how I'm through with it, but I'm glad that it's working out well for you. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and move on with that. We had Atlanta 5-6, Anna in Holly Springs was in and out, and Noonan 29, Marty in Tyrone also in and out. Thank you both for checking in with us this evening. And that brings us to Atlanta 180, Mike in Cherry Log. Good evening, Mike. What do you got going on this evening?
Everyone on the net, this evening is pretty much what's been going on. Something to complain about. I heard a lot of people reporting that everyone in their life is healthy. I'm happy to report that everyone I know in North Georgia and Southeast Tennessee has never been sick. We're glad that our businesses are opening back up. We have been sitting out for a while. I would hope that when Jordan gets home and back, maybe you could celebrate that. Put some Caribbean music out at the People's Bar. It'd be almost like going to a restaurant. What do you think?
Bits and pieces.
Well, Mike, I tell you, I've really struggled pulling your audio out of that. You were covered up a lot in static in the background, so not sure, about your signal where you were at, but we really had a hard time pulling you out of that. I did hear that you had commented that all your friends and family, everybody is doing well and is healthy, and I'm very thankful for that as well. Yeah, everything is starting to open back up, and hopefully, with that, we can resume back to normal again if we can. Definitely hoping that everything goes well with them opening things up, because Jordan, our son, he has his graduation in July, and we missed the one in April when he finished boot camp, so we're really keeping our fingers crossed that we're able to make it for the July ceremony, for sure. So, but Mike, I appreciate you checking in with us tonight. And again, I am just so glad to hear that everybody on your side of the world is doing well, my friend. And with that, I've got Atlanta 261, Scott in Holly Springs, but Scott was in and out. Scott, again, if you're listening in, thank you for checking in with us, my friend. It's always good to hear you in here. And that brings me to the bottom of the list. So, with that, I'm going to go ahead and call out for any late check-ins, any repeater anywhere. And the floor is open, so if you have any questions or comments, now is your time. Net Control will be standing by.
WOAR 432, Gary Woodstock. Take me in and out, Julie.
Oh, glad he made it in.
Yeah.
Alright.
This is Atlanta 780 WQUV 439 Houston and Austell. Good evening to the net.
I'd like to ask Bill if he's still listening in. How many steps today, Bill?
That's the Tennessee group with their net that we're hearing coming in on Sassafras. We can go over the top of that.
Net Control is going to acknowledge Atlanta 948, Gary in Woodstock. Gary, I show you as in and out. Thank you for checking in with us tonight. And Atlanta 780, Houston in Austell. But before I take Houston's informal comment, somebody hollered out to Atlanta 36, Bill, asking if Bill was still in there and how many steps he had taken today. So, Bill, are you still in there with us?
Yeah, blew out the daily goal today. I'm at 12,306 and looking at a good week. So, yeah, blew out 10,000 and I appreciate the interest there to that station.
I believe that was Flip.
Well, that's very cool stuff, Bill. You know, for me to be able to register 10,000, that means I have to do 20,000 steps. But anyway, good job, Bill. I think that's fantastic. You know, I try, and it doesn't happen very often. I have hit it, but you are smoking me, my friend.
You just got to get up and move more.
Look.
That's all right.
All right, with that, I'm going to go ahead and take Atlanta 780, Houston in Austell. Good evening, Houston. How are you doing tonight?
Hi, good evening, Julie. Good evening, Justin. The rest of the net. Doing good. We stayed indoors most of the day, or well, all of the day actually, but we just kind of tinkered around with one of those Pi Stars and done some programming on it and trying to get it set up for a DMR. And that was about the full length of our day.
Well, very cool stuff, Houston. You're always tinkering with something. Tell me though, with all this sitting around and everything, how are both those knees doing? Are you still, are you back and up and around and not having any difficulties anymore?
That's our Tennessee friends again.
I think we had something on sassafras there. Not sure.
well, be honest, I should be walking a little bit more than I have been, but they're doing okay. I think by the time we have the next Ham Fest, I'll be ready to walk it.
Wow, that would be very cool, Houston, for sure. So definitely keeping my fingers crossed for that. So are you kind of itching to get back to your exercise routine of bowling as soon as that opens up?
Yes, ma'am. Of everything that I've missed, that's probably the most that I have missed is the bowling. But we'll get back to it sooner or later. And just to let you know, I believe I saw on the internet yesterday that they are still planning to have the Huntsville Ham Fest. So maybe that'll be one if everything will straighten out that somebody can go to.
What's the date for that?
Yeah, very cool. What is the date for that, Houston? I think we had that written down at one point, but I don't see it on my desk anymore.
Sorry, had to get up and go to the printer to see if I could find it. I've got it printed here. Give me a minute to look it up and I'll tell you.
Alright, that sounds good. While you're looking that up, Houston, I'm going to acknowledge that Atlanta 911 Cassandra has been trying to check in. She's having some problems with the radio, but she's been texting Justin here beside me. So Cassandra, if you're listening in, I've got you registered in the logbook. Thank you for your effort there. And with that, I'll also, while we're waiting for Houston, I'll go ahead and call out for any other late check-ins, any repeater, anywhere. Please call Net Control now.
I don't know where it went.
Yeah, I know we had it.
Yeah.
Back on the 22, WRCR now to the Tillman Stockbridge, in and out tonight.
Net Controls acknowledging McDonough 22, Tim in Stockbridge, in and out. Thank you, Tim, for checking in with us. Glad to hear that you're in there and doing well, my friend. Are there any other late check-ins, any repeater anywhere? Please call Net Control now.
Did he say Huntsville Ham Fest?
Yeah.
Huh. For May 10? That can't be right.
Julie, did you get me Noonan 25, Joe WRCL 957?
I did not get you, Joe, but I show you now in the book. So Noonan 25, Joe, I have you. Thank you for checking in with us this evening. You have any comments for us tonight? How's everything on your neck of the woods?
Thanks for asking. I'll be brief since I like to talk a lot. Got the SBA loan for my small business, so I was happy with that. Some of you on Facebook saw what I wrote up about that. My son Steven getting ready to graduate from high school, then we will be empty nesters. And then this Saturday, Noonan 26 and I are going hiking to Emery Creek Falls. We have never been there. It's near Fort Mountain. And of course, I will have a radio. I will probably monitor the Dolphins Amateur Radio Club repeater at Fort Mountain, and I will also monitor GMRS. So listen for us Saturday morning. That's it. Hope everybody is doing well. Back to you, Julie. This is Noonan 25.
August 22nd and 23rd.
Well, Joe, that sounds outstanding. Congratulations on getting that loan approved. That is that is very cool stuff. I know that's been a job for you. I do recall both of your Facebook posts in regards to that. I think it's the PPP loan that you're referring to, but it was good to hear that that finally came through for you. So good stuff, and awesome for your son to be graduating. That's exciting. Empty nesters, yeah, I don't know what that means. We're supposed to be, but we're not quite exactly yet.
Well, you keep feeding him.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they always find us, Joe, but we love it anyways. So, you know, this house will be empty soon enough, and we'll be wishing we had the hustle and bustle again of the kids. So, anyway, hope you and Mary Catherine enjoy yourself Saturday, and hopefully we'll be able to catch you on the radio. So, cool stuff. Thank you for being diligent and making sure that I got you in here. So, have a good weekend, my friend. And with that, I'm going to go back to Atlanta 780 Houston. Were you able to find those dates of that Huntsville Ham Fest yet?
Actually, I just posted it on our
did?
Facebook page. It's going to
so
be.
You're going to steal his thunder.
Well, we'll give him his thunder right back. Houston, what'd you find?
Oh, that's all right, Justin. I did find it though. It's 823. 822 and 823, 2020. So maybe it's far enough out because this virus will be past us for a while.
Go ahead.
Awesome. Thank you for finding that, Houston. I think while you were looking and I was talking, Justin was digging around on his computer too. And yeah, that may be out far enough that may still, be able to happen.
Yeah.
So if it does, maybe we can get a group of people interested in going to that and, do a meet and greet there. That would be cool.
Oh yeah. There's got to be some good places to eat around there, and
because everything we do revolves around food.
Well, yeah, of course it does. What are you even talking about?
I know.
Well, one thing we haven't talked about is the Stone Mountain Ham Fest in November, and nothing's been mentioned about any dates being changed or canceled or postponed or anything. So we're looking at no news is good news, and we are intending on continuing our booth and our presence at the Stone Mountain Ham Fest. So, and hopefully we'll be having some gatherings of some sort before then. So we got a couple things that are in the works that we don't have enough details on to really talk about yet, but I'm hoping that here in the next several weeks we'll be able to get back together and start being friends and neighbors again, and we can start being socially local.
I like it. All right. Well, thanks again, Houston, for digging that out and bringing that up. And as the time gets a little closer here, we'll start advocating for that Ham Fest, and hopefully we can get a group gathered to go. So thank you, Houston, for checking in with us tonight. I hope you and Mona have a fantastic evening.
Oh yeah, it looks like Bobby Martin's going to go to the Ham Fest.
Oh, he's already commenting.
Already in there, yeah. We'll see you at the Ham Fest there, Bobby. You're going to drive all the way up from Florida, I suppose.
Yeah, hey, why not? All right, with that, I'm going to again call out for any late check-ins, any repeater anywhere, and the floor is still open, so if you have any questions or comments, now's your time. Net control standing by. It's McDonough now. All right, well, with nothing heard, this concludes the North Georgia Regional GMRS Net. We had a total of 26 check-ins. That's including myself. Actually, I stand corrected. It would be 27 because we had Gabriel.
Oh,
So
yeah.
27 check-ins, including myself. Net control will be returning the repeater back to normal use. Everyone that signed in should sign out. Thank you for allowing me to be your net control tonight. Good night, everyone. Atlanta 947, WQIR 514. Clear.
Atlanta 946, WQIR 514. Be clear. Monitoring. Thank you. Good night, everyone.
This is Atlanta 91 WQXN 735.
All right.
Clear, and good night, everybody.
Okay, YouTube world,
This
we're
is-
going to hang the phone up on you now. But appreciate you hanging out with us and
clear and monitoring.
going on this crazy ride. We had a good time
Atlanta
putting this thing
57,
together and
WQVC82,
suffering
I'll be
through
clear.
a little technical difficulty. We had some help from our friends to get past that repeater hang.
Atlanta 780
And yeah, so with that, we're going to go ahead and close the YouTube live stream and tell everyone good night. Wave good night to them. They can't hear you. So there we go. All right. Good night, everyone.
This is